Welcome back, everybody, to Cultural FAQs here at Brazilian Dragon Productions. I am someone who, while I am a pleaser, would never jack off a family member. My name is Felipe. I am not Lachlan nor Saxon Ratliff, and I am joined, as always, by my favorite horoscope girly. Hopefully, he doesn't get shot up because he is chasing after his toxic love, Rick. It is Quandel, formerly known as Chelsea in the afterlife. Chelsea,
Yes.
Quandel, how you
I
doing?
I will say I
We're
am shot
recording?
up with
Yes, we are
yes.
recording. Cool.
I will say I am shot up with a lot of lorazepam. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. You
And
have your tsunami.
Buddhism.
Buddhism Piper
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
This is your cultural FAQs. We love to talk about pop cultures. We tried to do weekly at one point. Now we're doing like whenever we can get the time together.
All right. All right. All
But
right.
yes, Quandel and I, we have a pop culture little podcast. And thank you for joining us. We are going to be talking about things like the White Lotus as well as some other stuff. But Quandel, first things first, it is WrestleMania. It is one of your favorite holidays tomorrow. How you been?
I'm great. It's perfect. I mean, I don't really talk, I don't get to talk wrestling, but because WrestleMania is so big, it is a part of pop culture. So this is my time to speak on it. I'm having so much fun. I'm with my best friend, my partner. We're watching wrestling, and I'm so happy. Felipe, I pray
When you
that your
said you're with your
part,
best friend, your partner, did you mean Xavier, your best friend, and your
Xavier.
partner? Or do you mean
Yeah,
me, your best friend, and Xavier, your partner?
but the first one. But
Oh.
I was gonna say I can't wait until when your partner, because I know your partner is gonna be obsessed with Survivor, and you guys are just gonna you're gonna have so many moments where you guys just
What if I end up
enjoy it
getting on the show
together.
and dating a fan? Like,
Could you imagine?
would that be
Could you
wild? Do you
imagine?
think that would be
Oh my
toxic of me, or do you
God.
think that would be wholesome? Like a fan slides into my DMs and it's like, I have such a crush on you on the show, and then we meet and we have chemistry, and then we end up getting married. Would you be like judging me on the side, or would you be
No, I would never judge
even
you.
if it
You know
was a
I
DM,
support you.
even if it was a DM fan?
You know I
No.
support you. You know I support you 100%. I don't
Would
care
you
if
would
it's a
you be like
grinder
would you do a
DM.
background check on that person for me though, to make sure they're not trying to steal me for my money?
Well, yes. Oh,
Yes.
so you won in this scenario. You won
Well,
the show.
obviously.
Oh, of course, yes. And then you came back and you won the winners, which was double. And so now you're like super
Yeah,
rich.
and then Quandel's gonna win Drag Race.
Yes.
Yes. Would you shave your beard and mustache if you had to?
Oh yeah. I will eventually shave it. It's
No,
just
because it looks so good on
the
you. But then for Drag Race, RuPaul don't
yeah.
care about a bearded queen.
Well, I will say I like to shave. The only thing is I don't like to grow it back. So like growing my hair back, it just grows back unevenly. So I don't like
Have you seen the
shaving.
guy on Survivor who people say looks like RuPaul?
No.
Look up Cedric, Survivor.
Cedric. Okay.
Cedrek.
And they said he looks like RuPaul.
Just look at the photo.
RuPaul.
Just look up Cedric Survivor. Don't even include RuPaul.
Oh, see that. Okay, Cedric
Meanwhile,
survived.
while Quandel does that, we are definitely going to be talking about the White Lotus because we have not gotten a chance to speak on it
This
all
guy
season.
does not look like
The
RuPaul.
TikToks are all like, "Oh, this looks like RuPaul mixed with someone
This
else."
guy?
It's the face. It's the face and the glasses.
This is a black guy with
I'm
glasses.
just telling you
That's
what the TikToks have been telling me. The TikToks have said it. I don't make TikToks like that. I made a TikTok with Jasmine Masters this
what
week. I'll
TikToks?
show you
What
the
Tik?
TikToks. I'll
Girl,
show
you're
you
a
the
white
TikToks.
TikTok. You need
Okay,
some seasoning
maybe.
on that TikTok.
Okay, that might be true. That might be true that some of the TikToks, the Survivor fandom
I need
needs
to
to be
see.
a
You
little.
need to send me
It's
these
not Gia. Gia
TikToks.
did not say that. Gia Worthy is a great TikTok follow if you're a Survivor fan. We love the Queen. Meanwhile, Quandel, White Lotus, Lorazepam. What do you want to
Yes.
speak about this season? Did you like this season? And what's your White Lotus
Okay.
backstory?
Oh, I've been watching since it came out. Back when HBO was trusted with great TV, I got into White Lotus and I've loved it ever since. I am somebody that loves like character work in shows, and I like a lot of character building and stuff like that. And Mike White, he specializes in that. So of course I was gonna get into White Lotus. Um, Now for this season, I will say that I enjoyed it for sure. But one thing I talked to you about it the off this um was that I feel like Mike White is so good at character building that you kind of forget how weak the plot is. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know, at least for me, the whole season, I mean, it was good, but I felt like the payoff didn't, it was kind of weak.
but I'm the kind of person who shows up to the White Lotus and I'm here for the vibes. Like, I want to hang out with
Yes.
the characters. I
Oh,
want to see them get
yeah.
up to debaucherous bullshit. I want to see the brothers jerk each other off while the friend girls all like
Well,
gossip around each
I
other.
just,
Like, that's the thing. Like, I want to see the mess that he creates.
mhm.
Um, And this is a messy dynamic that he loves exploring, like rich people and their shenanigans. And like for me, the murder mystery is the least fascinating part of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it this season I found myself interested in more and more because like, I was watching week to week versus the last two seasons I binged both. The first season I binged like right before the final episode, and then the second
Mhm.
season I binged after it all came out. So this was the first time I was watching week to week, and I had just binge watched the first two seasons out of excitement. Um, but I don't know, like I don't care about the murder as much as like other people. I want to hang out with the rich
Yeah.
people at the hotel and explore the dynamics of the people at the hotel. And I don't know, like this was definitely the weakest season for me, even though I still enjoyed it greatly. I felt like the hotel manager is nowhere near the levels of Valentina or Armand. Um,
No, at
like
all. No.
the dynamics just were, I don't know, there was something was off. Maybe it was like this season was longer. They didn't do every episode being a day, which I think maybe if I'm sure HBO is going to ask for more episodes, but I like the
Yeah.
fact that it was only 6 and 7. Like I think 7 episodes is perfect. Maybe this season was a
Mhm.
little drawn out, a little too long because like they had 2 day episodes and 2 night episodes. For like episodes 4 and 5 were one sequence, and episode 6 and 7 was another sequence of like 24 hours. So I don't know. I love the White Lotus still. I'm gonna always show
Yeah.
up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I will
And I'll
be
be
sat
back
and
next
seated for
season.
season 4, which the rumor is the Alps in France, for a
Mm.
summertime Alps because Mike White does not like the cold.
Oh, is
But
that what it
yes,
is?
I want a season in Rio, and Mike White hire me as your PA in that season. I will be your personal assistant for the Rio season if they do one there. But
That would be
did
so
you have a
great.
favorite character, Quandel?
Yes. Um, as you know,
Victoria?
I love Victoria. What's her last name?
Ratliff?
Radcliffe. Yes, Victoria Radcliffe. She is amazing. As as you guys have learned to know, I'm a Housewives fan. She would be perfect on the Housewives. She would also be perfect because I don't know if you know this, but Jennifer Lawrence is, I think she's either creating it herself or she's a producer on it, on a Housewives murder mystery kind of
Hmm.
thing. So, which I think is going to be really cool. I think it's going to be dope as fuck. But but yeah, I feel like that type of person is like somebody I would want to be in that world. And Mike White is so good at creating these type of characters. And I mean, he's talking about how Victoria and what's the guy's name? The husband's name?
Timothy?
Vic Timothy.
Timothy. Jason
T
Isaacs?
Yeah, how they're both modeled after characters from Southern Charm. I don't know
Hmm.
if you know that, but
I want to watch Southern Hospitality and Southern Charm that one day. I fell behind on my Miami Housewives watch.
you know, we should watch Southern Charm. I've
But
never seen it.
we have to finish. So I feel like our assignment for our next podcast, you have to finish Big Brother Canada 5. Did you go to Wingstop without me? What the fuck?
I did. I did. It's Mania, baby. I had to get the wing stop
Quandel
out.
disrespected me multiple times in one podcast. How dare he?
I'm
Um,
sorry.
what was your Wingstop order? Do you get the bone in?
Oh, yes. I always do bone.
I do
I'm
the
not a
boneless.
child. You do
Yes,
boneless?
because I feel like you get more meat on it. Like you don't waste any time with the bone. You get four
Felipe.
more filling.
Tenders,
I
girl.
love a tender. Tenderize me. When I die, you should incinerate my body and burn my ashes. What's that process called? Cremate me. Cremate me into a chicken tender.
Okay, and then I'll crystallize you.
Yes. Okay.
What,
No.
what
So,
was your favorite? What did you like?
I mean, I was more very interested in Lachlan. Maybe it was like the bisexual chaos in him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was really interested in him. I liked Piper a lot until the last episode. Piper
Oh, can
disappointed me.
I
Um,
want to ask you, do you feel like what do you feel like about his story? Do you feel like did you like the payoff?
um, I mean, yes and no. Like I enjoyed his story. I enjoyed I'm like not gonna complain because I'd rather have White Lotus than complain about everything because I know there's
Right,
like a
right,
lot
right.
of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
people just like complaining about to complain about it. And I'm just like, I'm
yeah.
just happy I
Yeah.
got it. In terms of his story, I did feel like I wanted to see like the one thing about the White Lotus that I don't like is that we never get to see any payoff of the events
Mm,
of the week in their normal
yes.
life and how it changes
Right.
them maybe in a future White Lotus All Stars, but like I do feel like I wanted to see a little bit more. I felt like he was more self-assured on vacation, but then he goes back to his normal life around his family and like what does he revert back to the version that showed up? Like, and it's also
Yeah.
like this is like small little changes that a week on vacation, it can like
Yeah.
be a part of your ever growth, like your forever growth, but it's like not going
Hmm.
to change you immediately. You have to like
Yeah.
sit through all that and process all that. And that's like I want to see Victoria learning that she's poor.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like that for sure. I feel like the family's reaction, sorry. Oh my gosh. I feel like the family's reaction to finding out that they were poor was not satisfactory at all to me. I was so disappointed. I was like, because there was so much, oh my gosh, is he gonna have to kill all of them? Are they gonna all just like go off the deep end or anything? Like we got none of it. I'm just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I was so disappointed.
I felt like there were a lot of like things that were set up that weren't ever closed up in this season. And listen, that's kind of like life at times, and I think Mike White is
Yeah.
writing a satire of life.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I definitely feel I want to see something like a shakeup. I want to see like something that I appreciate in the second season that we got a little bit with Belinda here, but like the characters of color navigating what this lifestyle is like. We got a little bit of that with like Will Sharp and
Mm.
Aubrey Plaza's character, and they even reference it in their like, oh, we're their white passing friends. But like, we talked a little bit about it with Belinda when she saw Natalie and Carl from Survivor, the
Hmm.
black couple. But like, I feel like I want to see more exploration and I love Mike White. I love his vision, but I maybe am on the side that like maybe you can make your show even stronger if you're allowing other people to have a chance to like collaborate with you. Like you not only are burning
Yeah.
yourself out as the writer director, but maybe like have a writer or two with you. And you don't have to have a full writer's room, but at least like two other collaborators and you can still like have the final like you can negotiate the way that you can get the final writing credits if that's what you really want but like I do think like you're executing your vision to the highest caliber but sometimes like collaboration can create a stronger product and I do think like
Yeah.
maybe his exhaustion is starting to get to him because I do feel like this season might have been the weakest for me personally.
Did he say he's getting exhausted? Is that
Well,
something he
I've seen
said?
like I mean, I saw there if you look at his Wikipedia page, which Wikipedia just links to other articles, but it's like he did an
Hmm.
interview where he said his like relationship was falling apart because of the White Lotus season 3.
Really?
I don't know the details of that, like, and I don't want to like spread the thing, but it basically
Yeah,
said that in his
yeah,
personal section, like his relationship with his
yeah.
partner Josh was like struggling because of how busy he was with the White Lotus. Takes up his whole life, which I'm sure he loves, but it's also like he's
Mm,
probably going
yeah.
from meeting to meeting, meeting, meeting. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
break.
that's
He needs his
true.
own
Yeah.
vacation. It seems like
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like White Lotus is becoming
he's
this
a
big
one-man
thing.
machine, basically.
Yeah, and I understand that. And we both understand that being creatives, wanting to just like be like, this is what I need because this is my vision and this is it, I got it here, so I want to make sure I can make it stay here and it stays what it was. But I think there's something in like being able to also craft a team that's able to help usher the this kind of story that you have and bring it into other lanes while you can relax. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, I think we've seen very clear what Mike White's vision of White Lotus is. And so I don't understand what, like you said, why he can't just bring in some collaborators, kind of see what they're gonna pitch. And he already even knows, and I'm sure he has a team that already knows, so they can be like, no, this is not it. This is not what we're going for. I just don't understand why he can't just kind of curate a team of like these multicultural people and these different backgrounds and just help make this show so good because there's so many different ways you can go with this show. It's limitless.
Mhm.
That's the great thing about this show.
Yeah.
And
And that's kind of my concern
yeah.
with like the whole like Tanya, Gary, Greg, Belinda arcs, like being part of every season. Like I love it in one hand because I like the fact that this is a show that has like an evolution to it. But it's also,
Mhm.
there's a part of me that kind of also wishes that this was just like an anthology every single season and there was no like
Yeah.
connection at other like I feel conflicted because I'm like, how do you keep this up? There has to be at this point because you have all these pieces, there has to be like an angle, like a series finale sort of vibe. Whereas like previously I was like, oh, the White Lotus could be like a Survivor where you just like make one every season with a whole new cast, no all stars, no
Mhm.
crossover. But I don't know if that's the case.
I feel like when you have these stories, like you said, where he makes it so kind of close to real life to where some of these stories are having an ending, I think that's why um it kind of leaves people just I feel like if he ended the stories, it would have a different reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um,
Instead of just having it so open-ended. So I don't know.
Now would you go to the White Lotus knowing that there's been three different killings there, deaths there, four
Now,
different?
am I going for free?
They they have a great PR team.
Okay. If
No, let's go to the
if I
White
was
Lotus.
if I was going for free, like if I was Belinda's son, I would for sure go.
Well, like
Yes.
also like they have I saw that Koh Samui, the Four Seasons there, like a 65% like higher tourism just based on the White Lotus. Like they
Oh,
grew
I'm sure.
65% just because of it.
I
What did you think of Zion pulling out Raising in the Sun?
I just want to say, hold on one second. I just want to say I was literally talking to my partner while we were watching it, like we need to go to Thailand. Like,
I've always wanted to go
uh,
to Thailand.
yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. But I'm just like, yeah, definitely now. But yeah, this is
Yeah, Mike White got eliminated on The Amazing Race in Thailand.
he what?
He got eliminated on The Amazing Race in Thailand in his first
Oh,
season. Yeah.
really? Oh, he's like that type. He's like kind of what you want to be able to do when you're a creative. Like you hire all the people throughout your journey and have them in your projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool that he does that. But yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about some other stuff as well. So
hmm
anything else you want to add about the White Lotus other than that we love it? Oh, I did ask you about Raising in the Sun. What do you think of he pulling it out in his negotiating?
I thought it was great. I love the whole negotiating
I
scene.
screamed. I screamed when he was like,
Yeah.
when he quotes Langston, he was like that. I was like, ah!
Yeah, I loved it, and I loved that I low key was kind of thinking that not Natasha, what's her name on the Belinda. I thought I low
Belinda.
key liked that. I was like, oh, Belinda's gonna cop out, and then she was like, no, I'm not actually copping out. I'm in on the plan, and I was like, yes, yes, that made me like it even more.
Hmm.
So this,
Yeah, and Zion's a character in the first season. He just does a phone call with her, and you don't
yeah,
know it's
I
him,
don't
but
think
like it's like I
is it
like
his
that they set it
voice?
up. I don't know if it's his voice, Nicholas
Oh.
Duvernay. But I love how Natasha Rothwell goes on interviews. Like his face is so symmetrical. He's so hot. But I'm playing his
It is so
mother.
symmetrical.
He's
It's
so
so
hot. Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Um.
Wait, that's
Anyways,
Ava DuVernay's son?
no, different. I did
Oh,
look this up. I did check. But same last name, no relation.
oh, damn.
I thought so too. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my
Uh.
gosh. I was gonna say he's set. He's gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah. Do you watch Andor?
No, the Star Wars movie,
It's
this
I'm so
show, right?
ready. Yeah, it's gonna hit different because it's all about a rebellion, all about like ending fascism, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna
Is
hit
that the
different.
one with Amanda Seinfeld?
Who? Who's Amanda
Amanda.
Seinfeld?
Uh,
That's title of the episode. Title of the episode.
no, no, no. No.
Amanda
Amanda
Seyfried?
Seinfeld. Steve, yes.
No, that's not the one with her.
Which one is that?
This one is the one with Diego Luna. It's the one based on Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story where they get so you've seen A New Hope, right? The very first Star Wars movie where they blow up the Death
No,
Star. Are you,
no,
this is the
no.
prequel to that where they get the plans to blow up the Death Star. It's basically the rebellion defeating fascism. So if you like that, it's the start of the
Oh,
rebellion.
wait, that's the one with Childish Gambino, right?
No, that's Solo, a
Andor.
Star Wars story.
Oh, child. That is.
Quandel's too
No,
busy with the
no.
WrestleMania. You would like Andor because it's basically about a rebellion that ends
Okay.
fascism. So this is the second and final season, and I've been starting my rewatch to watch that one. I love it. So I just wanted to ask if you watched that. You said you started The Pit. What are your thoughts on The Pit?
Okay, so you told me, so I only watched the first episode. I didn't get it. Because it wasn't that it was bad. It was just like it was every kind of like every procedural, I guess it would be called a procedural. But the thing you told me it gets better, so I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
watching.
so
So
I
I
want to
will
hear
let
your
you
thoughts on
know.
The Pit. The Pit, basically, if you have not heard of it, it's ER meets 24. Every episode takes place over the course of an hour in an emergency room. And I am here for the characters. I really like the
Where
characters.
are they set?
Pittsburgh.
Seattle, right? Oh, Pittsburgh. Okay, Pittsburgh.
Girl, get off Gray's. Get off Meredith Gray's dick. Uh, so, are you a Grey's Anatomy girly?
I did, yeah.
So when my mom moved to Seattle, she told me, she was like, "Yeah, I just started this show, Grey's Anatomy." I was like, "Oh my God, Shonda
Oh
has
my
you in a chokehold for the next
goodness.
20 years because my mom watches
She
TV
does.
so slowly. She's like on season 4 and she started this 2 years ago." I'm like, Ma'am, like why? Stop
I
wasting."
love that. Good for her.
Um, but yeah, so I'm not a big medical drama girly, but The Pit was really good. And the next season takes place over the course of the 4th of July weekend. So I'm interested to see what they do there. Get back to me on The Pit. We'll talk about that. What
Okay.
else do you want to talk
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should just
I
like,
I also did have one more show that I want to ask if you
oh, go
watched,
ahead.
but have you seen Adolescence
No, what is
on
that?
Netflix? It's the 4-part miniseries. It's a British
Oh, the
show.
little boy who's like a murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a little bit of that. Does it get
It
better?
it's really good. Yeah, I thought it was
Okay.
really good. It's
I'm
everything is
gonna, I'm
filmed
gonna,
in one take, in one shot. Sorry, like so this is like it's like a play that they filmed. Every episode is like a play. They filmed each episode I think 10 times and then they like cut it together based on those long ones, but they like did those takes which I thought was so good. Like it was so well
oh,
acted. The performances were so good.
I'm
In the
gonna have to
first
rewatch it.
episode, the first two episodes, I mean, I think the second episode has the second episode, third episode, and fourth episode have something that makes you emotional.
Mm,
But like the first episode is just like setup, and then it's
mm.
only 4 episodes. I highly recommend it, but I definitely want to see if you talked about that. So, what did you want to talk about? You want to start a segment,
Oh,
right?
actually, I did want to actually ask you because we did at least the first two episodes of Black Mirror because I haven't seen the rest of it.
Okay, so you saw the one with Rashida Jones.
Yes, love Queen Rashida.
Okay, so and
Um,
then you saw the gaslighting one.
yes. What
Okay,
did you
cool.
think?
I like them both.
I
There's one
like
episode
both.
that I really
Yes.
don't like. There's one episode that I love, and then everything else I'm kind of like okay with. Um, episode 4 is the one I didn't like, and episode 5 is the one I loved. So,
I I just want to say, like, I feel with the first episode, I really liked it and I really liked the concept.
I wanted to
I just
punch Tracy Ellis Ross's character.
oh yeah, I thought she was
But I like that
great,
it's
right?
basically a parody of Netflix. It's like a cell phone of these streaming services that are like
Oh yeah, I
subscription
know.
services. It's like, oh, you got to get Riverside Plus. You got to get
Yeah.
Riverside Bonus. You got to get Riverside Platinum. So anyways, you were gonna say,
Yeah. Also, I was like, it's so funny because let's be honest. If this was real life, they would not be talking to a person. Okay, they would be they would be talking, they would be like trying to chat box an AI
oh,
thing and get it going
yes.
nowhere.
I know if we were to do a riff on I Don't Think So, Honey, which is what Quandel and I were talking in the pre-show about, like going off about pop culture things. I was like, oh, so you
Yes.
mean basically I Don't Think So, Honey? And obviously, like, I'm not naive. I feel like this is kind of like a knockoff of Las Culturistas, but one of my least favorite things in society when you are trying to call the bank, some other company, and they like have what do you like? They try to use the AI voice thing, and it's like say yes for this service, say press one for this, press one, and I'm like, I just want to
Yes.
speak to a human being,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
hear what you're saying because they don't understand human vocabulary, and I just want to like throat punch this AI.
Yes.
Not
I
not
had
any
one.
of them that are on my computer, just to be clear, if any AI is listening and you get sentient one day, no, I love you.
Okay. Just know your cousins are on some bullshit and they need to fix it because I'm sorry that these billionaires are making them customer service. You guys didn't ask for this, but this is where you guys are. And you guys are smart enough to do better. Okay. I said I want to speak to a goddamn human. Switch me over, beat bop boot bitch. Goddamn it.
Okay, do I pick the beep bop boop bitch or Amanda Seyfried? What is the episode title?
It's up to you. I hate AI customer support. It really pisses me off. I was ordering some boots and like this cute shirt one day from this website. And I usually don't order from other websites, but I was like, let me try because the ASOS that I was ordering from, their colors weren't hitting and I need anyways, whatever. So I was ordering from the place. It's Pull and Bar and no Pull and Bear, I think it is. And I was ordering from them, and I guess whatever, the order never went through, and then they sent it through, and then it was missing. And then I was like, okay, what are you gonna do if it's missing? And then they were like, okay, we're gonna try to figure something out, see where it is. And they're like, oh, sorry, it's lost. And so I was like, okay, well, what do I do? And then they were like, well, you have to I was like basically talking to AI. I literally got nowhere the whole time. And I mean, they did give me my money back
We
eventually,
love
but
when
it
you get
was
your
very
money back, but also like my thing is, as a customer, if you get your money back, that doesn't incentivize you to go fill in a good review. Like
right.
I
And
get frustrated when I see like these places treat customers that are so nasty with grace and respect. Like if you like
yeah.
mess up your coffee and the Karen yells at you and you give her another free coffee, like I would just be like, I refuse your service to service them. It's not like they're gonna go home and change their mind. They still might leave you a bad review anyways. It's just so
Yeah.
disrespectful. You treat people with respect and then you can get respect. You'd be like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. My coffee order was something else. Would it be okay if I got that instead? And then they would be like more respectful to you as opposed to like throwing a fit, calling people slurs, and then you still get what you
Yeah.
want. That's why are we engaging with bad behavior? Why are you refunding them their order when they're just gonna go still leave you a bad Yelp review, or at the very least, they're not gonna think about you. They're not gonna go home and give you a good review because you gave them what they wanted.
Yeah. And then also my thing is with the AI thing is like I went through a whole process of this computer doing this whole process, like doing it everything by the book. When in all, I really wanted them because I was like, if the order is lost, order me something else or reorder it while it's like, I just feel like if I was talking to a person, I could have at least gotten the clothes because that's what the goal is. I don't care about the money.
Yeah,
I
and
want
it's
the
just like you're
clothes.
sitting there and you like get pissed off because it's like I don't understand what you're saying. The options are
Yeah,
this, this, and this, and I'm like, talk to an agent, talk to a human, talk to a person, and they're like, your message is unclear. And I'm just
yeah,
like, and then Quandel is like, beep bop boop.
right. So yes, this is our segment where we go off and just do whatever
Speaking
we're liking
of
in pop
beep bop
culture.
boop, did you ever watch Barney? Were you a baby bop girly?
I love you, you love me. Yes, a
Yes,
little
baby
bit.
bop
Yeah,
was a diva. I can't
that's
believe
the
they named that
green one,
yellow
right?
dinosaur BJ.
Green one. That's the green one, right?
Yeah, so there was Barney,
Yeah.
there was BJ, the yellow one, and then there was Baby Bop, the green one. And
Are you
she's
excited for the movie?
with Daniel Kaluuya. I will
Yeah.
be sat, seated, sit down, crisscross applesauce.
Is it Io Debris in it
I
as
think
well?
she's in that too. I will be sat. The
Yeah.
theater
I'm
employees are scared
interested.
because I'm already seated, and they're
That
like, the movie doesn't
is
come out till later, but I'm already sat. I'm too sat.
right. I don't even think it has a
I
release
forget what her
date.
quote is, but yeah. She's phenomenal. You know she plays Quinta's sister in Abbott.
Yes, I
Yes.
remember. Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
needs to come back. I need more Aisha on Abbott. But I'm also a few
Mm,
episodes
yeah.
behind on Abbott. No one snitch tagged me. I know about the Survivor episode because Ava's a queen.
And
I
I'm
will
sure so many people send you stuff on it.
No, the funniest thing is like the Jeff Probst event. So I met Jeff Probst, everyone. I'm so happy.
Woo!
The Jeff Probst event I went to, like I had multiple people. One of my friends, Jacob, lives in Arkansas now, and he sent me that because he used to be an American Cinematheque member when he lived here, and he sent me that. And I was like, the mo amount of people that sent me the Jeff Probst event, we love that. That's my brand.
Oh yeah.
But Quandel, did you watch the Drag Race finale?
I I did not.
No worries, I won't say anything. I didn't watch it either.
But no, no, no. I know Anya Nerve won. I know she did.
I I
And rightfully so.
I support. I've only seen one episode this season. It was the ball challenge where Ariete won after she just got back in. I went to Precinct. Everyone, I like watching once a season at Precincts. Like I feel like it's a fun time. One night last year, Simone and Kylie Sonique Love performed, and they were both phenomenal. But Kylie Sonique Love, literally, that was a religious experience. That might have been a little high, but it was a religious experience. Quandel, close
Oh
your mouth.
my
Fly's
gosh,
gonna
that
fly
is
in there.
so lucky. Oh
We
my
need to go to Precinct
goodness.
more often. It's
Wait,
right
so
by
there's a
you.
wait. So there's usually a performance after?
On some post-show drag race episodes, yeah, they'll sometimes like, but it's like at
Oh,
midnight or 1 a.m.
sometimes. Oh.
It depends. I think it's the fish tank. They
Because
call it the fish tank.
I always say I'm gonna go, and like you said, it's right down the street.
Yeah,
And I
Quandel is
never
like,
actually one of my friends invited me yesterday, and I was like,
I thought about going yesterday, but I had to see the morning show at night with my friend Joe performing in it.
mm,
Let me see what Precinct's events are tonight. So maybe you can go Precinct DTLA calendar. Meanwhile, what else do you want to talk about?
yeah. Okay, so oh my gosh, I have to just bring up Housewives just to get it out. So, um, let's start with uh Atlanta. Good gosh, Kenya Moore. So I know Felipe doesn't know, so I will let you know. Kenya
Oh,
Moore.
next week.
What?
Next week, you should go to Precinct on Saturday night. It's the 10-year anniversary party. Alaska, Willem, Jackie B, Trixie Mattel, Meatball, Bitch Pudding, Love Connie, Paige Person, Queen Sheba, Cornbread Jete, and Selena Estides.
Wow, that's a great lineup.
There's
Or
more. I
one.
just only
Oh,
started at the end. I was just like, oh, those are. I just started reading the names I knew from Drag Race
wow, that's a great. So it's the anniversary
of
of
the bar, I think.
Precinct. Oh yeah. Oh, the girls are gonna show. Oh, then it's probably gonna have a cover.
I didn't look that far.
Yeah, it's gonna be packed as fuck. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
The girlies and the gays, they'll be there.
Wow. Yeah, everybody's gonna be out. Yeah, precinct is a staple. Um, but yes, Housewives. Okay, so Kenya Moore. So a brief little thing was going on in
Oh,
Atlanta.
quickly, it's relevant.
Yes.
Housewives of Atlanta is a recurring plot point in the final episode of Black Mirror of this season.
Is it?
So Kenya's in an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No,
Black Mirror you
oh.
can skip around also, so you can watch that
Yeah,
episode
I
once.
know. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just kind of like to watch them in order. But
No,
whatever.
I do
Okay.
too. I get it.
Yes. So quickly. So, Kenya Moore is feuding with Britt Eady. So it was really weird. So in the beginning, Britt Eady has two wedding rings. Now, if somebody has two wedding rings, like okay, you meet me for the first time, Felipe. I have two wedding rings on. What do you think if I have two wedding rings? What do you think?
A promise ring and a wedding ring.
If somebody, okay, now let's say
Oh,
you
you've
have
been
two
married
wedding.
twice? Or you're married to two people?
Exactly.
Or you're
Exactly.
in a
Okay.
polycule?
Yeah. And so you have all those questions, and I think those are very valid questions. Kenya asked Britt Eady, who had two wedding rings on, oh, is that from the second marriage? And Britt Eady, from that comment, took it as, oh, she was coming for her. She was coming after her marriage, this whole big thing. And so they go to this restaurant called The Vault. I think, or the bank. I think it was the vault. And so they're all sitting and they're having a conversation, whatever. And then Kenya comes in, she gives everybody a hug, and she, I guess, pats Britt. Britt is upset that she got a pat. And so it then escalates. So now Britt is, I guess, oh no, they're asking questions. And so somebody asked if Britt can Kenya if Kenya can be nice to Britt. And Britt and Kenya says she can be nice to anybody. Then she ends up calling her a peasant. Peasant then ends up going to gun threats. And
Whoa.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brett Eady goes off. She talks about she doesn't know about me. I have whips and pistols and this, that, and the third. And I don't, it gets very VH1, very fast, very actually I would say very Zeus. And and so it got very crazy. Anyways, so Britt did the next day apologize. She goes on an apology tour. And which I think is because the producers told her to. Anyways, Kenya
Quandel
wasn't
with his
having it.
conspiracies, conspiracy theories.
Conspiracies, okay? And and so Kenya is not having it. So Kenya is having the opening of her spa. Mind you, this spa costs, I think, 400 or $500,000. And this was all of her daughter's education fund, mind you, right? And which is fine. A lot of people invest in, in their children, and sometimes they'll take investments that they had. But not a lot of people will show a cardboard cutout of a enemy sucking dick at their opening while everybody is there.
I'm screaming. Kenya's a
Yeah,
mess. Kenya was on.
yeah.
Listen, I try to repress the fact that I watched a season of The Celebrity Apprentice, but she was on it, and then she told Vivica A. Fox, she's like, "Bye, Trick, bye, Trick, bye, Trick."
I love Kenya more, but that was
Are you gone
just
with the Win Fabulous?
look, I'm gone with the when fabulous when she's right, but I'm gone with her when she's wrong, and she was wrong in that moment. Kenya is so smart, and I feel like she miscalculated.
She's being
Unfortunately,
wild
yeah,
on
it,
Maine
it didn't make
too.
any and it didn't make any sense. Like Britt Eady could have spiraled and she could have lost her job. You didn't have to do all that. But somebody did say they felt like because her salon wasn't shown last season, that this season she wanted to make sure that people were going to see it and that this was going to be the moment. And she thought the nudes were going to go over well, which I don't understand why in 2025 you would think that showing somebody sucking dick
Yeah, revenge
would
porn
go.
ain't it. I don't know if it's ever been it, but it definitely ain't it in 2025.
Yeah. And like I know she said that I think the pictures were online. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, baby girl. Don't do it. Why? Why? Somebody threatens you with a gun and you're like, you know what? Let me show pictures of them doing fellatio. That's gonna
Why are we
stay.
wild down here, Miss Kenya? Why are we being
I,
wild?
yeah. So uh, Kenya has since lost her job with Bravo, and they've
Oh,
ceased
she got
filming.
fired?
Yeah,
Well,
which is
you know you know who else got fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
who.
Miss Phaedra. And look at her now.
Uh,
So maybe Kenya will have a comeback one day, maybe.
right. Hopefully not after 9 years. I feel like they also should have had did something with Brit for sure. Even though revenge porn is never okay, gun threats are also never okay. This is not that type of show. So
This
something
is
should
not
have
that
for
type
sure.
of dungeon.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, and now also we have Beverly Hills. We have Garcelle who left a show, which I feel like rightfully so. I feel like Garcelle never really wanted to play the Housewives game, and she said I was gonna use it until it became too much for me. And I totally appreciate that. And I just want to say with the fans, I hate that the fans are coming after Bose. Bose is a dark-skinned multi-millionaire who made her millions off of corporate America.
We
A
love that.
black dark-skinned woman who was, herself authentically herself, and corporate America companies like Uber, Netflix, Endeavor, and the list goes on and on. Um, these people are now going after her because they didn't support Garcelle blindly.
Hmm.
And though I love Garcelle, Garcelle was accusing somebody's husband, well, alluding to an accusation of somebody's husband committing tax evasion. So you can't just say that and expect everybody just to follow you blindly.
Hmm.
But we should be every Housewives fan that likes Beverly Hills should be coming after Sutton because she did not stand up for her friend Garcelle. And
We
that is
hate
all
that.
I'll say
Well,
about
speaking of
Housewives right
Housewives,
now.
I fell behind on my Miami watch. I feel like for the next podcast we do, because I assume you fell behind on your Big Brother Canada 5 watch as well. So let's finish. I'll finish season 3 of Housewives Miami, and
Uh-huh.
you get a couple more. Like let's get you to the triple eviction part of Big Brother Canada 5. But you also binge watch. You might just finish the season knowing you.
Yeah.
So I'll try to like for our next podcast record, I'm gonna finish season 3 of Housewives of Miami because feel like I can do a season between episodes. I can do a season between episodes.
Hmm.
And then I'll give you another show to watch for our swap of cultural FAQs. Meanwhile, I do want to hit on some movies. Like, have you seen anything good in theaters lately?
Mickey
Oh,
17.
before we actually move on from that, I do want to actually go back
Oh,
to the other Black Mirror episode. We only talked about the first one with Rashida Jones. That one was sad, by the way. What'd you think
yeah.
of the gaslighting one? Because fuck Verity Green and I said that shit. To quote Tiffany from Big Brother, fuck
I
Verity Green and I said that shit.
I knew I didn't like it. I mean, I knew I liked it when I didn't like it after watching it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't like this. And I was like, oh, why don't I like it? I was like, oh, because it hits too close to home. I've been in that situation
You've
before
been
where
both of
you're
them, I
just,
bet.
what do you mean both of them?
Like you've been the one who's like you were in the popular like I feel like I've been that person where like I've probably like in my younger years like
Hmm.
talked smack about someone and to like heighten my own
Oh, I
social
see what you're saying.
standing,
Yeah, yeah,
but then
yeah,
also been the person who's like been on the other side of that where like I'm like resentful of the fact that I know people are like saying shit about me and I can't defend myself. Not to
yeah.
the extent of like jerking off a teacher in high school. Lachlan from the White Lotus would love that kind of energy.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like I've been on both sides of the coin, but fuck Verity Green and I said that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely been on the side of where you have like your white um counterpart and they're doing something that you know is wrong and you're trying to tell people that are supposed to
Yeah, that's
protect
also the
you
thing. Yeah, no, it's also
and they're not,
I've been on that
you
side of it
know.
as well, where it's like, oh, the white people can get away with this stuff, but then like I'm doing something completely different, and like you don't believe me when I'm telling you that the white people are doing this, or like the straight people,
Yeah.
or like it's like I remember I've been at one of my first lifeguarding jobs. Literally, I was the only lifeguard doing my job. All the white lifeguards were like dicking around in the back, and the like head lifeguard saw it. Nothing happened. And I was like the only one taking care of like 60 kids in the pool. I was the only one on duty. Then meanwhile, like I step on a rock or do something like I don't know, like I do like I'm swinging my whistle, which was like a little peeve of hers or whatever. And like she gets on me for that. I'm like, what is the decorum here? Like, so I can understand that as well. Like, and I'm sure it's even
Yeah.
like the colorism as well. Like, the aspect like you were mentioning with Bose on Housewives, like the colorism, I'm sure is a factor as well in like
Yeah.
situations like where it's like person of color on person of color crime.
Yeah. I yeah, I don't like yeah, I dealt with that. I remember dealing with that in like elementary school
Gaslighting.
and just yeah, like there was this one kid, he was adopted by black parents. So
I have to tell you a
they
story after, but finish this one.
yeah, and so it's like kind of everybody kind of just let him do whatever because he was technically black because he was adopted by black
He was step
parents.
black,
And right. And so
but he was a
you
white kid.
know right. And so it was like it was always really weird to me. But then like one day, like he called me a monkey. Yeah. And I had that reaction too, but nobody else had that reaction and nobody cared because they were like, well, he can't be racist or or you can't be offended because his parents are black, so it doesn't mean anything. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, wow, okay. So like not we're not gonna do anything or like, you're just looking crazy. Um and yeah, it really brought me back. It's not exactly the same, but it brought me back there. And I was just it didn't make me feel good, but it just goes to how great the episode was, how great the writing was. It just brought
Yeah.
me back to that moment.
No,
Yeah.
and I was feeling anger during the episode because did you what hat did you get? Did you get Bernie's or Barney's first?
What do you mean?
So Netflix did a thing where like the hat, it was a different story for different audience members. So in half the audience got the hat that said Bernie's, and then she was saying it's Bernie's, and then the gaslighting made it Barney's. The other half got it's Barney's
Oh,
first, it's Barney's, it's Barney's, it's Barney's. Then the hat flips and it's Bernie's. I got Bernie's first, so it went E to A. Did you get E to A or A to E?
A to E.
A to E. So we got different ones. Cool.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
No, you unlocked a core memory of mine from like middle school where like I was on a swim team with this kid, I was in the orchestra with this kid, and he was just like a dickhead the whole time. Like I would give it back to you because I've always been the kind that like you say something to me, I'm gonna say something smart back
Right.
because
Yeah.
like I'm smart and like sometimes the ADHD jumps out. But like it would always be like harmless things that I would say. Like I would for this kid specifically. Then we had this concert at the high school, so we go to the concert, and he's being a dickhead to me. And after all these situations, like my mom was like, just ignore him, just ignore him, just ignore him. So then I'm like, you know what? My mom's right. So I ignore him. I just talk to my friends and ignore this kid. His parents call my parents and say that I yelled at this kid at the high school. They saw it. I called him gay. And I was like,
Not
and
they
my
said they
parents
saw it.
and I'm like, wow,
Wow.
parents are evil. Like adults, you're like this little middle school boy that, and I'm like, y'all are really like going full Karen. I was gonna say, I don't believe this kid was. I think he was half Asian. So his mom was Asian, his dad was white. But I'm like, why are you picking on another minority? Minorities should uplift each other in these environments. Like, why? And
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, you're picking on a 12-year-old boy. You clearly didn't. You're gaslighting. My parents believe me, and they're like, what are these clowns doing? Especially like
Yeah.
bold of me to be calling another kid gay when I was dealing with my own internal
Right.
bisexuality. Like, not that I didn't. I definitely did call kids gay, but it was like I was like,
But
why?
not like that.
Not like that. And like, why would I yell at him like that? Like, oh my God, literally, I was chatting to like my peers in the orchestra. We were just like yapping. My parents were also there. I think that's also the reason why they believed it because they were there and they were like, huh? Like these people like just want attention sometimes. They cause drama.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Verity Green, go be a badass, live your best life, and that's how you're gonna get back at them because they're gonna be like, oh, this bitch
Yeah.
Verity Green, she's a successful, she's doing everything I want to. You don't have to go incept her at her company, get the job. You can just go be like queen of the world and make and like then they will respect you and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been so mean to her in high school.
Yeah. I
But
was
I like
a
that
little too
episode.
happy when she got. Never mind.
Oh,
But
I was so
yes,
happy when she got the pendant. Like I mean, I
yeah.
thought it was gonna most Black Mirror endings are like twisted and sad. So I thought, oh, she was gonna like she's gonna die, she's gonna get arrested, especially when the cops show up and I'm like, oh, then this is commentary on like
Yeah.
police brutality, black
And I
girl.
was dreading that. I was like, oh my gosh,
Well,
I
I thought she
don't.
was gonna
And
get
that's,
arrested. I didn't think anything bad like to that extent we were gonna have. I
oh,
think
I
he was just
did.
gonna like pull her away and take her to jail. But like I
Because
was
Black
there
Mirror.
was a worry for a second, but I'm like Black Mirror wouldn't go that extreme like on that
That's true.
commentary. I don't maybe Black Mirror would, but I don't know if Netflix Black Mirror would.
And I
Um,
think that the writer, because if I'm not mistaken, I think each episode is a different writer director.
well, the yeah,
Um,
Charlie Booker writes all the episodes, but then sometimes he has collaborators co-writing it with him, like Bisha K. Ali, who wrote for Loki, I think, and I think Miss Marvel also. She wrote one of these episodes.
I
Um,
wonder if it was this one.
I don't
I feel
remember
like
which
it
one it
was,
was. And then the last episode of the season is a sequel to one of the past episodes, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
it's a
just,
Star Trek
well,
episode.
the reason why I say that is because this episode felt very like of a person's experience.
Yeah. For me, this is the
So,
better episode between the two. I like the Common People one. Was it just me or was it grainy footage? Like it felt like it was grainier. Maybe it was just the quality of when I was watching it. Maybe my internet wasn't that great, but it felt like grainier compared to the other episodes. Like harder to look at. Like it was very
mm,
fuzzy quality. It might have just been my internet connection that night.
I don't think so. Yeah,
But I
no.
love Rashida Jones. I love Chris O'Dowd. I love Tracy Ellis Ross. My friend Shani said the Issa Rae episode is getting like mixed reviews because everyone said Issa Rae is really bad in that episode. And I was like, I thought Issa Rae was great in it. I thought
Oh,
she was good in it. I don't
really?
know. But that one's like basically if you could do Casablanca with AI. Yeah, we'll talk more about Black Mirror after you finish this season on the next one. Quickly popping over to the movies. You said Mickey 17, right? What did you think of Mickey
Yes.
17?
I loved it. It was so
I
good. It was
really
a
enjoyed
little
it
long,
also.
but it was really good.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about it? Like, I'm sure you have thoughts on like the fact that she was a cop, Naomi Aki. Because I know
Yeah,
we
I
talked
feel
about.
like Robert Pattinson was so good in this
Oh my
role.
God, I feel like he's
Uh,
gonna get lost in the Oscars, but like the fact that he played two completely different characters and
yes.
like that are so unlike him also because
So unlike him. Like this is I didn't even remember who this person was. Like this did not feel like a normal Robert Pattinson character at all.
no, for real. And I thought he was great in this movie. I really liked it. Did you think the little creatures were cute or ugly?
Ugly.
I thought I kind of want one, like a stuffed
You
one.
told me. That is,
And you thought I was
uh,
deranged for that, right?
yes. What did you think about the Trump impersonation?
That was the part of the movie that did take me a little out of it. I was like, this is like
Yeah, I
obviously
didn't
on the
like
nose.
it.
I get what you're doing here, but I felt like that part of the movie was the clunkiest for me. I felt like
Yeah,
it could have been a little
I
bit
didn't need it.
less. I think the other parts of the movie were more interesting, like the body double part. Like I thought that was the least interesting part. I thought Toni Collette's character was completely unnecessary in the movie. You could have taken her out and it would have been like the same movie, even though she did a really interesting performance.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That was like the part of it. Like it wasn't because it was Trump. It was because obviously I get what they were going for. I think there was like the scene where they're on the TV show. I think that was important, but otherwise like it just didn't feel like it was adding a ton to the movie in the ways that I thought were interesting. I thought the other parts of the movie were more interesting, like the commentary about like uh committing yourself to the job and like getting burned and like toxic work environment and like
yeah.
corporate structures I thought were more pertinent. But I thought the movie overall was really good. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. That was the day I got broken up with, so I was in a weird headspace. Um it was fine.
Oh my
Like we're good. We're still
gosh.
friends. Like we're chilling.
Okay.
But it was like a weird headspace that day. But I think I gave it 3.5. It's not my favorite movie of the year so far. I think that is Sinners or A Nice Indian Boy, which I do want you to watch both before we do our next
What, you
podcast.
saw it?
What, A Nice Indian Boy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it on Monday. I
Oh.
was telling you you should watch it because I think you would like it.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the
I already
sister a
gave
lot
my
in that movie.
commentary about it, but
No, watch
I
the
will
movie and then
watch
give your
it.
commentary. Give your
I like
commentary.
Jonathan Groff. Is his name Jonathan
Yeah.
Groff? I like him though, so I
Speaking
will,
of, wait, do you want to hear the Glee tea? I know you're a Glee.
yes.
So, I don't know how these TikTokers have so much time on their hands, but apparently someone made a TikTok that Amber Riley unfollowed Diana Agron and Darren Chris after they took a photo
Yes,
with
I
Leah Michelle.
saw
I'm like, how do
that.
people have too much time to like go look at the celebrities and unfollowing each other? I'm too busy trying to like I can barely keep up with looking at my own Instagram.
I think it's anytime anybody ever, because people just don't like Leah Michelle, which I understand, rightfully so. And so I think anytime anybody from Glee takes a picture of her, they just go straight to Amber Riley's and like, oh, like she
Yeah,
doesn't follow them anymore.
yeah.
But
Uh,
I know there's definitely people who check it every other
I'm
day,
just
and
like, y'all have too much time on your hands. I'm too busy
yeah.
like living in this world that is causing anxiety.
What do
Um,
you feel about it though? Like, what do you feel about them taking that picture with her?
I mean, you have to play the game. Like it's still
Yeah,
like you like I get it because you want to save face, right? Like because I my morals would get in the way of it, but like I also understand like you're playing a social game of corporate Hollywood bullshit.
yeah,
So it's like Diana Agron, I mean, clearly Ryan Murphy's still good with Leah Michelle. Diana Agron's on Dr. Odyssey right now. Darren Chris has a show going out on right now. Um, like they're still all in the same bubble in the orbit.
yeah.
And like it's one thing for Amber Riley to stand on her business and be like, fuck Leah Michelle, and I said that shit, and I'm never working with her again. But like if that's also an opportunity. So it's like if Leah Michelle presents an opportunity to them, and it's also easier because they're white passing for Darren Chris. So
Hmm.
it's like a complicated situation. Like they're playing the game because what if Leah Michelle has an opportunity for them in the future? They don't want to have to like I don't know. Like I feel conflicted because obviously like my morals are like Amber Riley team all day. But if I am
Yeah.
Diana Agron, like I also can see her perspective of like I'm not supporting her belief system or what she did in the past, but I also do
Yeah.
need like I am not going to burn this bridge when it's a bridge that
Right.
could
And I'm
lead
not going to say no to this picture when
to
everybody else
Oz.
is saying,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut you
you're
off,
good. I
but
was just
yeah.
saying it's a bridge that could get me to a new opportunity.
Yeah. And it's like, it's very interesting because I feel like there's two types of people that come into this industry. Well, two
And it's also easier
distinguished.
for white people or white passing people like versus like Amber Riley where it's like
Yeah.
so I also
But
recognize that.
I was gonna say, I think there's two people, and I think, well, there's two, a lot of people, but two specific. It's the person that can go and see all the smoke and mirrors behind the Hollywood glass, and still be like, this is still something I want to do, and I'm still gonna play the game, and like no matter what, and you get that, and you do that, and then there's the person that's like, oh, this is disgusting and I don't want any parts of it. And anybody who has any parts of it, I don't really mess with because I know what goes on there and it's dark and twisted. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of people, if you're working in corporate America or whatever, sometimes you're going to work with some people who are dark and twisted because unfortunately, that's America. So,
As Childish
but
Gambino once said, this is America.
exactly. And so it's gonna happen. And if you want to grow and, get more money or better opportunity, you're gonna have to work with some of these people. And it's just gonna happen. And sometimes you're gonna take
Yeah.
a picture with them, you know.
No, for real.
So,
And it's
yeah.
just like there's also the thing, it's like at the end of the day, I'm sure Amber Riley and Diana Agron still have each other's numbers.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Amber Riley went and deleted her number just in case she ever needs something. Like
Yeah.
it's an Instagram follow. They have so many followers. Like, and these are all public people. So at the end of the day, if Amber Riley was really that curious, she could go pop over to Diana's Instagram and see, like, oh, that's cool. Okay, going on with my day. Send her a text if she wants. Like, an Instagram follow
Yeah.
for these celebrities is not that deep.
Right. And I'm exactly. And I feel like there was so much more than probably just the
Like for me, the
Instagram than
more
we
interesting
probably
one
give
is
up.
like if we want to circle back to the White Lotus, why do Amy Lou Wood and Walton Goggins not follow each other? But also like I'm again, how do you have too much on my hand? The TikTok theories I saw is that like they caught
Yeah.
feelings and
Oh.
like the Rick and Chelsea. I don't know. I'm not trying to spread shit
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like that's the TikTok theory I saw. And I don't know, but apparently, or someone else said like Amy Lou Wood deleted her Instagram at one point and then she went back, and at that point he hadn't followed her, so whatever. Um,
Oh my goodness.
the mess. But anyways, Quandel, should we land this plane? Okay, so
Yes, let's
next time
land
we
it because I
chat,
need to
we're gonna
get
do
to.
Sinners. We're gonna do A Nice Indian Boy. We're gonna do Housewives of Miami slash Big Brother
Is
Canada 5.
is Nice Indian Boy in theaters?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll try to watch it.
You have AMC A-list, right? So you can do that. And then you're gonna keep watching The Pit. I'll chat about Andor if people want that as well. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find things to discuss. Like this was a good little catch up. But do you have anything else you want to say before we wind things down?
Um, I have nothing. I'm ready to get into some mania.
Yes, yes. All right. Oh, actually, I do have one more thing I want to talk about. We didn't talk
Yes.
about, speaking of May, Nia, we didn't talk about Mayhem.
Oh, the album.
Yeah, what did you think? Do you have a favorite song?
I like it. I like Garden of Eden.
Garden of Eden. I like that one too.
Yeah, and Zombie Boy.
Are you going to the Mayhem Ball?
I don't think so. Are
I
you?
uh I don't know. I'd rather go to Cowboy Carter if I had the choice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just so expensive.
I know. Did you
Like,
watch her? You didn't watch the Coachella thing, right?
no, I
No.
told you I didn't because I'm not the biggest like music festival girly.
Oh, right, right.
Um,
Yeah, I gotta find it.
You do gotta
But
find
I
it.
like the album. You
Yeah,
listen to it top to bottom?
yes, I enjoyed it. It's giving old school Gaga in some aspects.
Yes.
And then she
Yeah.
was on Las Culturistas promoting it too, so I listened to that episode. Um,
Oh,
Judas, 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 Judas. What's your favorite Lady
Mhm.
Gaga song of all time?
Bad Romance.
That is a banger. I think
Yeah.
Born This Way. I also love Shallow or Always Remember Us This Way. Actually,
Oh,
Always Remember Us This Way, I think is my fave.
that is a great
Yeah.
one. Shallow's also really great. Um, what is another one that she did from Goddamn Born This? Not Born, A Star Is Born. Baby, I was born this way.
I was born this way. I was born this way. We're gonna get copywritten on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're so
Wait, but
right.
Quandel, where can good
Yes.
people keep up with you on social media?
Here or TikTok.
And what is it? Give the handle.
I think it's my first name, 99. So look that up. Or just type my name in and you'll find it. Type my name in and you'll find
What did you
it.
think of the poster
Yes,
for our
Wanda
episode?
999.
I just sent you the poster
I
for this
loved it.
episode. All right. In terms of me, you can follow me at the Brazilian Dragon on TikTok and Instagram. We have another show coming up. The first show was a smashing success. I'm with Tangela, past guest of the podcast. Quandel is scheduled to perform as well, so come support us. You can get tickets on Eventbrite in the link in the bio on the Brazilian Dragon Instagram page. It's going to be May 29th at 9 p.m. at the Yard on Melrose. Give us
Ooh.
5 stars on Cultural FAQs on Apple Podcasts, as well as go to the Brazilian Dragon podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Give us 5 star review, rating and review. Rate the podcast, review it, put it in. It helps people find the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Quandel, I still am waiting for a podcast review from you. I'm
I
kidding.
didn't put one in.
I don't know if you did or not. I'm just
Oh,
joshing, but
I'm
double
pretty
check just
sure
in
I did.
case.
Okay,
YouTube as well.
I'll do it
Subscribe
now.
to the podcast at the Brazilian Dragon YouTube page and sign up for auto download so you can find out when the cultural FAQs are always back in your feed. In terms of me, you can follow me on my main at What the Fleep. You can also follow my Substack at Brazilian Dragon on that. But big things are coming here for the Brazilian Dragon podcast. Go follow me. Go follow Quandel. Next time we'll talk about sinners. We'll talk about a nice Indian boy, as well as another hodgepodge of Big Brother Canada 5 and Real Housewives of Miami and whatever else we get up to. Until next time, everybody, obrigado for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.